The interesting part about our space is that there's an intimacy of it. I mean, we can employ a lot of filmic techniques, so a person can raise an eyebrow or change eye focus, and the audience will be able to see that up close. And with these kind of really complex games that these characters are playing, seeing someone swallow, even though they've got their game face on, can show a real fear. And I like that we're that close that we can pick up on all of those things.
The thing that intrigued me about reading The Lion in Winter was the power play between Henry and Eleanor. And I think there's a great deal of respect that they still have for each other, but they still try and one-up and outdo each other. It was a great power struggle.
My wife and I brought the show to the company, and the original pitch had a specific person in mind to play Eleanor. Her name is Amy Brooks, and had she not decided to take the role, this wouldn't be happening. And the very first time I met Amy, I just truly wanted to fight with her. I don't know why, but it's been a wonderful experience.
Eleanor of Aquitaine is a very complex character. According to history and legend, she really was a very powerful, intelligent, influential woman in her own time, and then as time has gone on, she's made quite an impression. She was into the arts and the troubadour movement, music, poetry, aesthetics. As for this particular play and how she's portrayed, it's a very modern play. It's a bit anachronistic in that way. That is, the language is not at all classical. So the challenge here is to play an historic figure with modern language, and there's no doubt that Eleanor and the other characters as well are very complex and flawed. Playing her is a real challenge because she definitely has moments of great vulnerability, not to be confused with weakness, because she's very strong.
In terms of who Richard is and how I relate to him as a character, I am not a warrior. I've never been in a fight. I'd like to think that I'm more perceptive about the machinations of the people around me than Richard is, because he's not as savvy as some of the other characters on this stage.
Geoffrey is a middle child. He has been overlooked for most of his life, and the only way he could get to a throne is by manipulating the situation to his advantage. Geoffrey is the only prince with the mind of a king. In the end, Geoffrey just wants to be more than a footnote in history.
Being the youngest cast member is pretty interesting. Everyone kind of tries to look out for me while also trying to help me expand and blossom.
Princess Elise is a very unique character for me. She is kind of weak in a sense, but she slowly gains her strength, and I think that's what's different. I'm used to playing very headstrong characters. Elise is in love with Henry, the king, and she actually was brought up by Queen Eleanor, so there's a very interesting dynamic between the three of us.
Moving from LA to Colorado Springs has been a wonderful relief. It's so refreshing to see that it's not about money, it's not about trying to churn out the next thing, but it is really about trying to work something that is excellent and something that we can be proud of.
I've worked a lot locally and regionally, but I've never had the opportunity to work with Springs Ensemble Theater, so I'm very pleased to have that opportunity now.
I think there are a lot of people in this country who get a great kick out of watching historical dramas on the BBC, and what I hope they'll take away is that the people of Colorado Springs are every dang bit as capable as those folks are over in Great Britain of putting on a great historical drama. Comedy drama, whatever. Don't look at me, Shayn.
Shut up!